I was listening to this video that was saying pursue pain. When we pursue pain, we end up having growth, right? And as I clicked on it, you know, because I like the channel. It's called Academy of Ideas. I started to feel uncomfortable too, because I felt like I've been playing with this idea that like, oh, I don't have to struggle in order to win. I can do it with ease and do it with flow, right? It can be fun, it can be easy. I was still rejecting the concept that, oh, I need to struggle in order to get to the next level, because that's how I operated for years before this. So then I'm listening to this video and he's talking about pursue pain, pursue pain. Something in me started to replace the word pain with discomfort. And when I did that, it like clicked. It's discomfort that is necessary in order for us to go to the next level, in order for us to grow. We all have to figure out our things, like our non-negotiables. If I have to sacrifice those things, it's not worth it for me. But that doesn't mean that there's not going to be discomfort. I'm wanting to make the shift from working for somebody to working for myself. Well, that's really uncomfortable. It's not painful, but it is, honestly, it is really uncomfortable and borderline painful sometimes, because posting things, sharing my thoughts, especially things like this, that where I'm talking about very specific things that have happened, that are happening in my life, lessons that I'm learning, it's uncomfortable for me to post those things and to put myself out there for people to watch and judge and comment and make judgments about me as a person. And it's kept me away from showing up on social media because it's so uncomfortable. But like, it's like, that's the hurdle. A lot of times the discomfort isn't physical. A lot of it is also energetic and expanding your subconscious to being able to hold that new level. A lot of times the discomfort really is internal. When I decided, oh, you know, I want to go to the next level in my finances, which includes saving more money, investing, and setting up a retirement fund. Well, part of the physical change that I needed to make, right, was hiring a financial advisor so that I know that what I'm doing is actually going somewhere. So that's the physical choice, the physical difference. A lot of the work was believing that I even make enough money to go and do something like that. Believing that I can even get to that level, and that hiring a financial advisor is worth doing because it's going to help me get to that level. Believing that I'm worthy of even showing up in spaces like that, because again, I felt so uncomfortable with going into the office that I almost canceled and told him, let's just do it on the phone. I needed to expand my belief. And now here I am sitting here talking to you about, oh, these new little shifts that I'm making. And then I had this whole big clarity about, oh, I just spent all this money in December and feeling shame about it. I went from feeling shame to literally feeling such a strong sense of gratitude that I got goosebumps, and like my solar plexus is literally like humming. It's like warm. I can feel it really warm in my stomach, because I understood that, oh, this money that I spent wasn't money wasted. It was money invested. And I'm going to reap benefits that far exceed the amount of money that I spent. Right? So all of these things, they compound on each other. That's what inner work looks like. That's what growth looks like. I've chased the concept of a quantum leap. And I understand now that being so desperate for the quantum leap and being blind to every other step of progress within that was actually a self-fulfilling prophecy of feeling unworthy, of feeling not good enough. I can still have the desire for the quantum leap and have the vision in my head of living this completely different life, but I also need to have my eyes wide open for what's happening right in front of me, so I can see all of the little opportunities that are showing up, because they compound on each other. Going into the office, that was a shift for me. Tracking my finances, that's a shift for me. Sitting here talking, literally talking out loud with you, that's a shift for me. Finding gratitude for the money that I had, even if I don't have it anymore, that's a shift for me. And all of these shifts, they're compounding and they add up over time. And that's what leads to the quantum leap. A little side note, I feel like I'm in like my scientist bag, you know, like I'm in this experimental phase where I'm like, I want the quantum leap. But I'm like, yeah, but what is the quantum leap? What actually is a quantum leap? I've never experienced a quantum leap, but I think most people don't have that experience, because a lot of times if you shifted and if you literally woke up in a completely different environment, like think 13 going on 30, that's a great example. 13 going on 30, she literally goes to sleep as a 13-year-old and wakes up as a 30-year-old working for this big hotshot magazine, and she makes all this freaking money and has this really hot boyfriend, has all these amazing expensive clothes. She literally wakes up in that reality, and what happens? She freaks the out. She's like freaking out on the boyfriend that's in the shower. She's like, this isn't my home. She's trying to call her parents and they won't answer the phone because they're on some random ass vacation that they didn't take her on. And she's like, I'm 13. What is this thong? Like she has this like freak out moment. She sees her friend who was actually there when she was 13, but they weren't friends when they were 13. But now in this reality, as they're 30, they are friends. They actually work together. The friend has a whole different name, right? Looks different. And she's confused. She doesn't even know who that girl is. And then she figures out like, oh shit, that's Tom Tom. That's the girl that was in middle school with. That was my 13-year-old. I wanted to be just like her. And now we're friends. What? She has this whole freaking, like there's this whole period of the movie where she's freaking out and rejecting everything that she's experiencing. Everything that she's wanted is right here in front of her, but she's rejecting it because it's so foreign to the reality that she was used to living in. But then what happens, right? She's like, oh yeah, wait, I got everything I wanted. And she starts adjusting, right? She starts playing with her clothes and like, showing up to the office in these really cute outfits. She starts doing really well at work, but then she realizes that people don't really like her. They're not really loyal to her, that she actually had been doing some shady things, that she doesn't actually like Tom Tom and doesn't actually want to be friends with her, that this boyfriend she's dating isn't actually the guy she wants to be with. She actually wants to be with this other guy, right? She realizes that the life that she woke up in on the surface looked like everything she wanted it to. When she was 13, it looks exactly how she wanted it to when she was 13. She got everything she asked for. But when she woke up in that reality, she realized this is not who I am, and this is actually not what I want. So I'm editing this video and I just wanted to come back and add a few key points that I missed when I originally filmed this. Jenna's problem in 13 going on 30 is that she was so consumed by what she thought she lacked and wanted that she missed out on what she had. And what she had actually reflected what she would end up wanting in the future. She ran away from the discomfort of being who she was and feeling how she felt, feeling unworthy, feeling insecure, that she missed out on the lessons she was meant to learn at that time. So that's why she ended up manifesting this very superficial life that didn't speak to her soul, because the things she was wanting were very superficial things. It's like a lot of times when we're obsessed with making more money or having the car or the house or the relationship, the obsession stems from trying to find something to make us feel better about something so much deeper within. It's like a band-aid, like we're trying to cover it up. But the problem with that is the band-aid isn't what heals the wound. So having the thing isn't actually going to make you love yourself more or make you love life more. It's just going to be temporary and you're going to get sick of it at some point. And until you are willing to do the work to heal the deep wound, then nothing you do is going to solve the problem. It's funny too, because in 13 going on 30, right, she's avoiding the discomfort of being who she is, manifests this life that's highly superficial that she thinks she wants. She ends up living that life and is way more uncomfortable in that life and has to go through the lessons then, right? She's like losing friends. She like almost loses her job. She realizes that she doesn't actually like herself because she never evolved into a whole and healthy person. She had to learn the lessons anyway. She just learned them years later. I mean, she quantum leaped, right? She like woke up in this different reality. So it really wasn't years later. It didn't feel like years later, but you know what I mean? Instead of learning the lessons at 13, she learned the lessons at 30. And it's okay. Like, it's not about age. I'm not saying, oh, when you hit 30, like it's too late to be learning these lessons. I'm just saying, stop running from the discomfort of who you are and the life that you're living right now, and actually lean into it, because that's where you're going to find the lessons and the clues to get you to where you actually want to go. And if you avoid the discomfort, it's just going to manifest in some other way in the future, and you're going to have to deal with it then. So like, just do it now. Just
Just do it now.
Because I didn't get the chance to evolve throughout the process of me working towards what I want, I didn't actually arrive where I truly desire to be. I arrived where I thought I wanted to be. On our journey, pursuing our dreams and our goals, because of that discomfort, we expand and we learn all of these different lessons that shape us. And sometimes we don't even end up where we initially wanted to go. We end up somewhere else that is where we actually are aligned to go, somewhere we actually want to be. And so that's why we must accept that discomfort is inevitable. It's the discomfort that literally shapes us into the versions of ourselves who can hold what it is that we're wanting to bring into our lives. And I know I've been using very like woo-woo spiritual terminology, like manifesting and quantum leaping, but this applies in a very logical and practical sense. And that's actually the point that I'm trying to make. It's all very practical. It's all very sequential. It all makes sense and adds up. That's how manifesting works. Stop focusing on the quantum leap. Stop trying to avoid the discomfort of who you are, and recognize that who you are is the key to getting to where you want to go, who you are right now. Okay,